What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel for another video. Today we are talking all about the glutes. It's the biggest trend in the world right now. Fitness industry, just females in general, guys, everybody wants a big butt. Whether you want to look like Nicki Minaj or Khloe Kardashian, we all want to have a booty. Why be moody when you can shake your booty? You know what I'm saying? So on Instagram, I actually shared 5 quick tips on how to start growing your glutes, and I got such amazing feedback on it that I wanted to come on here and give you guys a video too. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys 5 quick and easy tips on how to start growing your glutes. I love having big glutes. I love having a badonk. I like having a shelf, I'm not gonna lie. I have big quads and I've got nothing up top, if you know what I'm saying. So having a booty makes me feel womanly, it makes me feel sexy, it makes me feel powerful, and I just like the way that big glutes look. I'm not gonna lie, I like a butt. So if you are interested in knowing 5 tips on how to grow your glutes, just keep watching. Also be sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you give this video a thumbs up if you're a booty kind of gal, like me. So tip number 1 is to lift heavy. And I'm sure that if you are Googling or researching how to grow glutes, you're seeing this everywhere. If you are doing just body weight squats and light lunges here and there, you are not gonna actually gain any kind of muscle on your glutes. Glutes are the biggest muscle in the entire body, and they need a lot of attention and a lot of the right attention. You have to be working them in every kind of different way. This is through squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, glute kickbacks. There's tons of different movements that you can use to target the glutes. But unless you're adding weight every other week to your sets, you're not gonna be actually gaining any muscle. The term for gaining muscle is called hypertrophy. In order for hypertrophy to happen, you have to give your muscles a progressive overload over time. So that's always adding new weights, adding more weights, trying different things, and keeping your glutes guessing. The more weight you add on, the bigger that muscle is going to grow over time, the more hypertrophy is gonna happen. So do not be scared of lifting heavy, going hard in the weight room, upping your weights on your deadlifts and your squats and your hip thrusts. It will pay off, because I promise you, the shelf will start growing. Ladies, don't be afraid to lift heavy. You're not gonna get bulky. And if you think that, just, no. So tip number 2 is to really focus on the mind to muscle connection. Now, if you guys aren't super familiar with this and you'd like a whole separate video on mind to muscle connection and how that works and why it's so important, I can definitely make one that goes a lot more in depth. But for today, I'll give you a little snippet. Mind to muscle connection is basically actually physically connecting your mind to the muscle you're engaging throughout the movement. So for instance, if you're doing Romanian deadlifts, when you're kind of doing that movement, you have to picture contracting the glutes by lowering your top half down and then using those glutes to pull your body back up. If you aren't picturing the muscle that you're working, chances are you're gonna work a little bit of the muscle you're trying to work out, but also a lot of other different muscles are gonna come in and assist that muscle. Mind to muscle connection is huge. If you are trying to grow your glutes, you need to picture using your glutes throughout every movement. It's not some silly like psychology type thing. It is scientifically proven to help the gains happen. So just really picture the muscle that you're moving, the muscle that you're trying to contract. Sometimes I'll put my hand or my finger right on my butt cheek and picture that muscle contracting and doing the work. That'll also help take a lot of the pressure coming off of your quads and engage the glutes a lot more. Quads are a super dominant muscle, and sometimes when we do glute movements, they like to come in and help us out. I mean, you can't blame them, but when we're trying to have glute gains instead of quad gains, use your mind to muscle connection. It will be a game changer. I swear it's like a spark happens. I've been training glutes wrong my entire life. So definitely try and focus on that mind to muscle connection, actually physically picturing the muscle that you're using, and I guarantee your glutes will engage a little bit more. Tip number 3 is to use your hips rather than your knees. And I know that sounds kind of confusing, so bear with me for a second. A lot of the times when we're doing moves like squats and deadlifts and lunges and things like that, we let our knees do a lot of the flexion work. If you actually start engaging your hip flexors instead of your knees just a little bit more, it's gonna put a lot more emphasis on your glutes rather than your quads. When all you're doing is flexing at the knee rather than flexing at the hip, you're gonna engage your quads and your hamstrings a lot more than just your glutes. So be sure to focus on using your hips to flex instead of the knees. The 4th tip I have for you guys is to realize that food is not the enemy. Food is fuel. If you are not eating the right amount of carbs, fueling your body enough, number one, your workouts are gonna suffer, and two, your muscles don't have anything to feed them. The more calories you put in, the more is gonna go towards your muscle. You have to be in a calorie surplus to gain muscle. If you're looking for gains, you've gotta eat the right way. You gotta eat the right things, and you gotta eat the right amount. So please, please, please do not be afraid of food. Realize that food is fuel. It's gonna give you those muscles. It's gonna give you the ability and the energy to kill your lifts and to lift heavy. Food is not the enemy. My fifth and final quick little last tip is to give it some time, guys. Glutes are not grown overnight. There's no person in the world that grew a massive set of glutes in a week. So if you're trying to grow your glutes, please remember that this is a learning process. What works for me might not work the best for you, and vice versa. Give it some time. Play around with some different things. Play around with some different macro splits. Play around with some different movements and weights in the weight room. Give your body some time to adjust to movements and let those gains happen. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was that booty. So just remember, give your body some time. All right, guys, that is gonna conclude this quick little 5-tip video on how to grow your glutes. I hope that you found it helpful. I love glutes. They're my favorite muscle to train, and I hope that they become yours too, because I think a big butt is a really good look on a woman. I think it's strong and sexy and powerful. So if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you like these kinds of informational videos. Let me know down in the comment section below, and I can definitely cover some more topics for you guys. Also, be sure, if you're ever looking for an online personal trainer, my online coaching business is live, so the website is always in the description bar down below. I would love to work with you and help change your life. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. Remember, we're all team glutes, always. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.